So today we are changing oil on the 2017 Chevy Colorado. This is the V6, the 3.6 liter. For the most part, I believe they are very similar in nature from 2015 and 16 to 17. They are different engines. I believe this is a 219 cubic inch engine. I think it's a little bit different than the other ones, but hopefully if you're watching this for the other ones as well, it's going to be a similar process. So let's get started. So we're going to start off with popping the hood. So you want to go underneath and pull this lever, and that will release the hood. So come over to the front. You have your latch underneath here. And then we have over here to the right our fill cap, and then also over on the left side there is the dipstick. So we're going to pop that open, and then we're going to come over here and open that up as well. And you want to set that off somewhere where it is not going to get lost or fall into your engines. I'm going to set it right over here, and hopefully we don't lose that. So let's go down underneath. Alright, so now we're underneath the vehicle. I do have a oil pan that I can, or container that you can put all the oil in. You can see this hanging down right here. This is the bottom of your actual oil pan. This is the bolt that we're taking off. This is a 15 millimeter. So you want to get that, and it's going to come out a little bit quick. So make sure you have your sleeves rolled up and you got some gloves on. That'll help you out quite a bit. So I just broke loose this nut. I want to reposition this to make sure it's in a good spot. And now once you just break loose, it's pretty much you just turn it and it'll come out. But you want to do this in such a fashion that you try not to get it as on your fingers as much as possible. So I try as hard as I can to do that. It's starting to get to the end. And alright, so I missed the oil pan a little bit. Luckily I did get the cardboard down. Hopefully it's not going to stain too much, but no, we got a pretty close shot on that. So we'll let that drain. Smells pretty burnt. I just got done driving. It was about 7,000 miles on that oil, so it needed to be changed. Once it gets drained, I'll come back to you. So it's just finishing up draining right now. Once it gets drained all the way, I'm going to wipe up the rest of it using a rag, and then I'll put the cap back in. So just got done draining. All that oil is in there. I'm going to slide that off to the side. And I just put the cap back on, or the bolt back in, so I'm going to tighten that up. And doesn't need to be torqued down too hard, but you do want it being pretty firm just so it doesn't come out. I think that's in there pretty well. So now we're going to move over to the oil filter. Alright, so now that we got the bottom all stationed up, we got the oil removed out of it, we put the plug back in, we torqued that down real well. And then now we're going to come over here. So we have the driver's side. You have your cap that's off, and down in through here. You can kind of see right there. It's down far a little bit. It's 24 millimeter. You'll need an extension, but let's get that removed right now. So I got the new oil filter here. This kind of just snaps right into the old one. You also have the new seal on it. So when you take the cap off of the old one, you want to put it onto here and it snaps into place. And then you want to put a little bit of oil around this as well, and then roll this onto the top cap. And then you want to slide that down into place in the actual hole down where the oil goes. So we'll get that in there and we'll tighten it all up. So we got the new one back in there, and the cap is on tight. You can see this right there. It is a 24 millimeter. You need an extension to get it out of there. But that is ready to go back in there. So now the bottom's done. All the old oil's out. The new oil filter's in through there. And then we're going to start adding. I did close this off. I just put it in there. I was moving in and out. I didn't want to have anything fall into that area. So now we'll take this back off and start adding in new oil. So I just finished topping it off. I put 6 quarts in there and I spilled a little bit upset about that. I got it up here on the bottom. It's going to drip down there, so I'm going to clean that up real quick and I'll get right back with you. Alright, so we got the cap back on. We put the dipstick back down into there. One thing you want to do and make sure it's really important is just to check everything underneath. So we're going to double check to make sure that bolts down tight. And then once we do that, we're going to start and then check the oil, see how it's turning out. So I just checked from underneath, everything looks good. I did open up my garage door a little bit so the exhaust can come out. But now I'm going to want to start it. Let it run for about 15 seconds. Front hood. Change engine oil soon. Alright, and then I'm going to turn it off. And then let's go check the oil. Just going to clean it off really quick. Go back down into there. And it's looking pretty full, so I'm going to say we did a good job. So we just checked the oil on the dipstick. It's looking pretty good. I went underneath once more and double checked to make sure everything's all tightened up. This is on there. The cap down there is nicely snug rather. And next thing we want to do is to reset the oil on our truck. So we're in the truck now. We're going to start it up. The hood's still open. We're going to dismiss that. See if I can focus in a little better. So change engine oil soon. Dismiss that. We want to scroll until, you gotta go down until it says oil percent, 5% remaining. We want to go right onto the D-pad over here. It's going to say exit or reset. You want to hover over reset. And then you sure you want to reset? Yes, we do. And then it should go back to 100%, and then there it is. So that's it. We did change the oil on it. We got the hood back down. We reset the oil. I'm going to take it around the block and then just do a once over everything and make sure everything is good. I don't get any errors or anything like that. What I'm going to want to do next is just to make sure that everything's out from underneath the vehicle. I can do that a couple different ways, but yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you realize how easy it is. I think the hardest thing about it is to actually pull the top of the oil filter off. You do have to get that 24mm and that long socket set, so make sure you get that before you start this process. But no, thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something, and until next time.